Is the ASVAB the same as AFQT? Are they different? When most people talk about the ASVAB or the AFQT score, they basically use those two words interchangeably. They mean the same exact thing for most people, but there are some differences. So first, let's define the two, ASVAB and AFQT. The ASVAB is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. It's essentially the entrance exam for us here in the military in the United States. It's a series of 9 subtests that cover everything from math, reading, science, electronics, and more. And the ASVAB doesn't give you one score per se. You get something called line scores. So each of the subtests are individually graded, and you'll get a sheet that gives you your 9 line scores, basically 1 line score for each of those subtests that you've taken. So there isn't a single number, there's actually 9 numbers for your ASVAB score. And AFQT stands for the Armed Forces Qualification Test. So what happens is the 9 subtests that you take, 4 of them, which basically is math and reading, we pull those out, we put it into a formula, and that gives you what's called your AFQT or your Armed Forces Qualification Test score. So when people say they got a 65 on their ASVAB, what they're really saying is they got 65 on their AFQT. See, the AFQT isn't a separate test from the ASVAB, it's actually just part of the ASVAB. You don't take the AFQT, you take the ASVAB. Within the ASVAB, a portion of the subtests are used into a formula to come up with your AFQT score. ASVAB is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. A battery in this context is talking about a series of tests administered all at one time. As far as the ASVAB, you're given 3 hours to take 9 tests essentially. And the purpose of this battery of tests is to see how likely you are to perform in different jobs within the military. Like I said before, the ASVAB has 9 subtests. Now, you might hear people say 10 subtests. Technically, there's 10. Most people use the auto and shop information as one. And the subtests that are on the ASVAB are General Sciences, abbreviated as GS, Arithmetic Reasoning, abbreviated as AR, Mathematics Knowledge, which is MK, Word Knowledge, which is WK, Paragraph Comprehension, PC, Electronics Information, EI, Auto and Shop Information, AS, Mechanical Comprehension, MC, and Assembling Objects, AO. So let's talk a little bit about how the scoring works on the ASVAB so we can break this down a little bit more. Of the 9 subtests we just talked about, 4 of them are used for your AFQT score. That's Arithmetic Reasoning, Mathematical Knowledge, Word Knowledge, and Paragraph Comprehension. Those 4 subtests are entered into a formula that we call 2VE plus AR plus MK. In the formula, we replace word knowledge and paragraph comprehension with VE, which stands for verbal expression. So let's break this formula down. So what this formula is saying is to add your verbal expression scores, again, that's the word knowledge and paragraph comprehension line scores, multiply that number by 2, and then add arithmetic reasoning and mathematics knowledge to get an overall score. And that score is turned into an AFQT percentile. So if you got a 65, that means you did as good or better than 65% of the people that are compared to you in your reference group. That percentile number is your AFQT score, or what people call your ASVAB score. On this channel, we have a video that explains what a reference group is, so don't worry about it too much. Just know that it's basically people around your age and the same gender. I hope this video helped you understand the difference between an AFQT and an ASVAB. And if you're looking to take your ASVAB studies to the next level, consider visiting us over at militarytestprep.com.